Hello! Have you tried Color Street? This is pre-dried nail polish. No smudging, no smearing, and no waiting around for it to dry. Would you like to try a sample? I have a silver glitter, a purple glitter, a blue glitter, and a red glitter in my sample packs today. Red, I love this one. Rio Red is one of my favorite shades. We're gonna start with an alcohol swab. That's just gonna take any excess oils off the nail. And this comes in your package, so everything you need is there. Now, this is our 2-finger tester. In a full set, you have 16 strips. Most of us just have the 10 fingers, so you're gonna have extras. I like to use the leftovers to do my toenails. There's a little pull tab here somewhere. Found it. Okay, so we're gonna open this up. Hey, if the hardest part is the packaging, then you're doing okay. We're going to peel the top plastic, peel the bottom paper. In between here is 100% nail polish, but it's been formulated into a strip, so you can touch it, you can handle it. We're just going to line it up, press it down, smooth it out, right to the edge of the nail, and then we're just going to press to separate the excess. Now you can use a cuticle stick or a nail file. I just use my thumbnail to separate the extra. Your nail is going to perforate it so you get a nice clean edge. Now we're going to take that alcohol swab, we're going to go right back over the top. That's just going to help seal up the edges. But this is ready to go. Our strips are packaged at exactly 95% dry. So that last 5% is the sticky side, and that's going to cure right onto the nail, and that's what gives us such great staying power. These will last up to 2 weeks. Solids are $11, glitter are $12, designs are $13, and they're all buy 3, get 1 free. So you're getting 4 full sets for less than a single visit to the salon. They also make amazing gifts. With over 100 shades, we have something for everyone. And scene. That is my vendor event spiel. Every word of it, I've said it so many times. Occasionally I have to improvise, like just now when I couldn't get the Tuesday package open. Okay, that's not actually in the script. So sometimes you gotta stretch a little and make it work, all right? That's my spiel. I say that to every single person who walks by my table at a vendor event. Every one of them. So I'm gonna back up and kind of walk through it bit by bit. And give you like my logic behind it. And of course you gotta make things your own, but if it's easier for you starting out to just memorize my spiel, do it. Use it. Use it to your advantage. That is what I'm here for. Use me, okay? So, somebody's walking by my table. Maybe they're looking at me, maybe they're not, but I'm looking at them, okay? I'm waving, hello, okay? That usually will get their attention. They'll at least like glance your way, okay? Now, I don't know why people go to a vendor event and then like get weird about people talking to them because it's a vendor event, y'all, all right? But every once in a while, you'll have somebody who just like keeps walking and like won't make eye contact, whatever. I do not stop at hello. I do not ever stop at hello. Even if I get zero indication, like not even a hint of a response, I will always finish my first line after hello, which is, so it's, hello, have you tried Color Street? I don't wait for an answer there, okay? I don't wait for a hello back. I mean, usually you get one in there, but like just work your, your dialogue in between. Hello, have you tried Color Street? Do not skip a beat here. Have you tried Color Street? This is pre-dried nail polish. No smudging, no smearing, and no waiting around for it to dry. You don't have to do the hand gestures. I just don't know how to speak without using my hands. It's a problem for me. So I don't wait for an answer. When I say, have you tried Color Street? I don't wait for them to be like, oh yeah, I think so. I don't wait. I just go right into, this is pre-dried nail polish. okay? Now you'll have people that are like, yes, I've tried it, I love it, okay? That's great. Just remember that somebody else walking by while you're talking to this one person, or the gal at the booth next to you, she's gonna hear you say that's like 500 times though. So by the end, she's thinking, man, that's easy. She sells a lot of nail polish. All she does is say that one thing over and over again. Maybe I should be selling Color Street. So even if the person you are talking to is like, yes, I have heard of Color Street, you know what I do then? I route back, okay? Hello, have you heard of Color Street? This is pre-dress, and they cut me off and say, yes, I have, or they wave their nails at me because they're wearing it. Then I still conclude that thought with, so you know the magic of pre-dry nail polish. No smudging, no smearing, and no waiting around for it to dry. It is a short enough little blurb that they don't mind hearing it again if they do already know about Color Street. And like I said, somebody else walking by is going to hear it, and it just might plant a seed with them, or they might turn around and come back and talk to you because they want to check it out too. So just because somebody has heard of it, don't let that cut you off, okay? So that is my 5-second intro to sales, okay? Hello, have you tried Color Street? This is pre-dried nail polish. No smudging, no smearing, and no waiting around for it to dry. Memorize that part, okay? The rest is all like part of the sample application, whatever. So then I finish that thought with, would you like to try a sample, okay? But I am assuming, presuming, projecting that yes, they want to try a sample. It's not really a question, okay? Now, some people will be like, nope, nope, okay, fine, let them walk, okay? And really, you do technically need to have consent to put something on their body, okay? So, you know, boundaries. So I ask them, as I'm asking, would you like to try a sample? I'm reaching for my samples. And I usually have, you know, an assortment, even if you say you only have one kind of sample in. Say, would you like to try a sample? I have this gorgeous blue glitter. At this point, most people are like, whatever, fine, right? So if not, they may have questions. So they'll jump right into asking you questions. But the beauty of this is that you can answer most, if not all, of those questions while applying a sample. So anytime you can apply a sample, do it, okay? So as I'm applying a sample, I grab my swab, okay? This is just an alcohol swab. We use it to take the excess oils off of the nail. I make sure to tell them, this comes in your package. Everything you need is there. Inevitably, I used to just call it a prep pad. I used to say we start with a prep pad. Inevitably, someone will be like, what is it? Do I have to buy that? Where do I get it? No, it's just an alcohol swab for one. And for two, it comes in your package. So I make sure to tell them it comes in your package. This is an alcohol swab. This just takes any excess oils off the nail. Boom. I put that part down, that's done. I lift up the sample pack. I show it to him up like this. Now, if I already have one open, I just kind of, you know, fib through this part so that I don't have to open an extra sample. But let me tell you this, if that sample's been sitting out on your table for more than a few minutes, don't use it. It's not gonna work as well. They're not gonna have the same experience. So usually I'm opening a fresh sample. There are exceptions, okay? I don't wanna hear about it, y'all. If you've just opened one and then you've got one nail on somebody, you don't do the other one, fine. Use the next one on the next person, that's fine. Anyway, so you could just say, this is a sample nail, okay? So, but I'll start with, this is a 2-finger tester. In a full set, there are 16 strips. Most of us just have the 10 fingers. Sometimes people don't laugh at that. I just don't know who they are and where they come from, that's like something that actually needs to be said and isn't a joke. But some people, I don't know if they just don't get it, if it just is like, you know, or what, but like every once in a while somebody's just looking at me like completely seriously, like, oh yeah, most people do have 10 fingers. True. I don't know. Anyway, that's my joke. I use it on everyone because it's a segue for me. Find your natural segue, okay? Most of us just have the 10 fingers, so you're gonna have extras. I use those leftovers to do my toenails. Notice that I have said that I use the extras to do my toenails. I might also say that I sit down with my mother-in-law and we're both able to do a set out of one, or, you know, both able to do a manicure out of one. But frankly, keep it simple. Okay, that becomes complicated because then you got to explain using both sides of the strip. Now, somebody will inevitably ask you if you can't use that leftover piece. Like when you go to put it on them and you're pulling off that big extra piece, if you have short nails, especially like mine, okay, when you're pulling off that extra piece, they're going to be like, wait, can't I use that? Then I explain that yes, you can use both sides of the strip. So usually I'll finish doing the one I'm on and then I'll say, I'll show you with the other part of your sample how to use both sides of the strip. Because people want to know that, that's fine. But I don't push it as a double product because again, when you're trying to explain that, like you got 30 seconds while you're doing this sample and you're throwing a lot of information at them. So I try to keep it simple. All right. So rewind. There are 16 strips in a package. Most of us just have the 10 fingers, so you're gonna have extras. I use the leftovers to do my toenails. Period, stop. At this point, I normally have the package open. Now, just now, I couldn't get the damn thing open, so I'm talking to him, but this is why I've said that speech so many times, I could do it like upside down and blindfolded, because I've said it so many times. So it's not a problem for me, I'm not stumbling when I'm like, I can't find the tab. Okay. So finally, you find the tab. But usually while I'm telling them about the 10 finger thing, 16 strips, I'm opening the package. So now I'm holding the tester in my hand. Where's the other piece of mine from? I already had an accent nail, so I was like, I don't want to do another accent nail for this video, but it's hard to explain if you don't. All right, here's the other half of mine from the beginning, okay? So I'm holding this. I've already put down the other one, say this is the first one, right? And I'm showing them as I do it. Peel the top plastic. Peel the bottom paper. Don't forget the alcohol swab. Why? What's wrong? I got a brain block today, okay? We already told him that. This comes in your package, okay? That just takes any excess oils off the nail. Peel the top plastic. Peel the bottom paper. Now I'm standing there, I'm holding this little strippy, okay? I want to show them that you don't have to hold it like this and like, no. I'll grab it right there in the middle. Now I do try to avoid putting my finger pad right on the spot that's going on the nail because it does interfere with it. Even if your hands are super clean, just, you know, it's better to avoid it. But it's fine, you're supposed to handle them, that's the point, okay? So I'm like, you can touch it, you can handle it, okay? So then I walk them through the actual application. Line it up, and I really don't want another. Here, actually, better do my pinky over here so I don't just have my party nail. All right. So we've already done the swab thing. We've already showed them this. Blah, blah, blah. Make sure the alcohol is dry. I don't know how many times, y'all, I've gone to put a sample on somebody right after I've done the alcohol swab. And some of the swabs are soggier than others. And if the alcohol isn't dry, it's not going to go on well. It's going to like come right back off. It's kind of embarrassing, even though it's not the strip, it's the alcohol. Let the alcohol dry. That's why I do that first, and then I talk and wave the thing around while the alcohol is drying. Okay? Line it up. It got dark in here. Line it up. Press it down. Smooth it out right to the edge of the nail. I'm doing this as I'm saying it. And then you just press to separate the excess. You can use a cuticle stick or a nail file. I just use my thumbnail to separate that extra. Your nail is going to perforate it, so then you get a nice clean edge. Then we take that alcohol swab and we go right over the top. That helps to seal up the edges. Now this is dry. I make a point of touching the nail I've just put on them, okay? Like they've seen me do it, but like they still don't really believe you that that's dry and ready to go, okay? So it's on and then I'm touching it, I'm smushing on it so they can see that it's not gonna smudge, it's not gonna smear, and they don't have to wait for it to dry, okay? I'm like rubbing all over their finger at this point. That's ready to go. Our strips, now I'm explaining how it works basically. Our strips are packaged at 95% dry. So that last 5% is the sticky side. And I do this because it's not an adhesive, it's not glue, it's actual polish. The sticky side, and that's gonna cure right onto your nail, and that's what gives you that staying power. boom, that's led me right into these will last up to 2 weeks. Now, I sometimes will tell people, you kind of just have to like feel out your audience. I sometimes will tell people, I'll say these will last up to 2 weeks. And then I will say, I'm really rough on my hands. I have a 2-year-old at home, so I'm constantly washing and scrubbing stuff because I love my baby girl, but kids are gross, okay? And then I also tell them that I swim for exercise because I got a bad disc in my back and it's the only way I can get any aerobic exercise, all right? So I'm at the pool at the Y 3 times a week, and I still get a good week to 10 days out of mine. All right, but if you don't want to go into your whole story about how long they last for you, just say they last up to 2 weeks. The next question on everybody's minds is always, well, how much are they? So before they even need to ask me, I'm telling them that's the end of my spiel. Solids are 11, glitter are 12, designs are 13, and they are buy 3, get 1 free. Now that's a lot of numbers, and sometimes people are just like, blah, 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 what? So after I've said that, I say, so you can get 4 full sets for less than a single salon visit. Now every once in a while somebody will argue with you, but I don't know a salon where you can go get a full-blown manicure for less than 40 bucks, okay? And like a party pack is anywhere from 33 to 39 plus tax. So if they want to argue numbers, just be like, a typical salon visit. Like if you need to throw a disclaimer word in there, like average or typical or whatever, do it. Most people don't care or notice or whatever, but like I live in rural Wisconsin and you know, stuff like cost of living is low here and it's still 50 bucks to go get a full-blown manicure, okay? I ain't doing it. So I tell them you can get 4 full sets. Now I'm not saying how many manicures that is. You guys probably seen my post in Fancy Fingers. You know how I feel about that. I don't say how many manicures that is, how many mani-pedis, because that's different for every person. I say 4 full sets. I'm talking about packaged sets. What you do with those 4 full sets is on you, okay? 4 full sets for less than a single salon visit. Because the holidays are coming up, I am also throwing in at the end of that they make fantastic gifts and that we have over 100 shades, so there's something for everyone. At this point, they're browsing my stock. They got a nail on, it's good, it's done. Like, they're already looking. They're reading my little signs, they're looking at all the colors. Like, they're already like they're shopping at this point. I'm just kind of wrapping it up and I'm feeding things into their brain. While they're looking at these, I'm reminding them that the holidays are coming and these make great gifts and that they know people with fingernails, because really that's the only requirement for this to be a useful product for you. Okay, and don't tell me it's only for women, because we worked a wizarding festival and those cosplay kids are hardcore and those guys need nail polish too to finish out, like to round out their costumes. They are serious about their business. So I sold just as many sets to men as I did to women that weekend. Rant over. Do you put them on the customer or do you just do your own? I put them on the customer. So here's how I feel about that. There are some who will say that you can't do that. If that ultimately becomes true, where corporate says to us, you may not put on a sample, like put a sample onto another person without having a nail tech license, then I will go get a damn nail tech license. And here is why. It is easy. It's easy anyway, but like you need to make it look easy. So usually I'll do one, and then if they're like, oh, okay, well, you know, you did it, you made it look easy, then I give them the other half of their sample and then have them do one. But they've already seen me put one on them. Now, if they've got on acrylics or they've got a fresh manicure and they don't want an accent nail, they don't want to mess up what they got going on, fine. Then I will put it on me. Okay, I usually just will do, sometimes I come home from vendor events and I like may as well have them on my earlobes. Like I have different nails all over the place because I'm showing people who don't necessarily want it on their own nail. I want it on their nail though, because maybe they look and they're interested, well, you know, it's, oh, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. They walk away. Then they walk around that whole vendor event all day. They got my card, they got a catalog from me. Maybe they even make it all the way home, but they've been looking at that one nail all day going, that is pretty. I do like it. What'd I do with that girl's card? I want it on them because then they're looking at it all day. Every time they reach for something else while they're shopping, they're like, oh, look at that one nail. That is pretty. They come back and buy it. Okay? Every time. I also stock up whatever I have in sample packs. I have like 4 of each of these colors in stock right now because whatever I put on them, they want. It's frustrating when I have something in samples and I've already sold out of the sets I had of it. They're like, oh, okay, well, I really like this glittery red. I want this one. And I'm like, well, I don't have that one. You're going to have to pick something else. So I always make sure whenever I get new samples in, I'm like, okay, I got this, this, and this in my samples. I go order a bunch of those strips so that I have them. So, okay, to summarize my thoughts on putting them on other people, I think that it's fine. It's just a strip of nail polish. Do not file, do not push back their cuticles, do not trim, don't use anything like that. Don't cuticle stick them. I wouldn't even use a file on them, okay, because you're not a nail tech, unless you are, and good for you. But frankly, it's like putting a sticker on them. I really don't think it's any big deal. Again, if it ultimately becomes a big deal and we find that, no, you just really legally, whatever, cannot put it on a person, put it on someone else's nail without having a nail tech license, then it will be worth my while to go get a nail tech license because truthfully, I think getting that sample on them is vital. Now you can always work it up where you get them to put it on themselves. I just think it's easier to do it for them and then let them do the other half of the sample. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Yes, I put it on them. Until corporate sends me an email and says, don't do that, I'm doing it. So what else? What else? Ordering at vendor events. So I take a bunch of stock because, hold on, I gotta open this door. I closed it so that the cats would leave me alone. But I forgot how hot it gets in this room when the door is closed. So I'm shiny. Ordering at vendor events. So I take a ton of stock with me and I sell it every time because people love instant gratification. I like it, it's pretty, I need it, I want it now. And they buy it now and they go home with it. Awesome. Now, sometimes that's not possible for all kinds of different reasons, okay? So if you do not have stock, or just let's say I am sold out, so like, you know, Rio Reds on a hot streak and I've sold 8 of them already off the table, and then somebody wants that red sample and I don't have another set, I absolutely will tell them. I usually bring my laptop and I just hotspot my phone. You can do it on your phone too, okay? Then, yeah, I will help them go in, place their order, and have it sent to them. But I find that there's a certain psychology of marketing that you've introduced this new product to someone, they are excited about it, again, they want it, they need it, gotta have it now. If they can wait a week or 10 days or however long shipping is taking, if they can wait a week for it, do they really need it? I think you have people start to like second guess themselves then. It's why I don't just send them with a card and a catalog and hope and pray that they order later. Now they might, but when they're like, oh, well, I'll order when I get home. I'm like, let me help you do it now. Do it now. Because they get distracted. Or again, they have time to stop and be like, do I really need that? Like, yes, it's really cool and it's a complete game changer for nail polish. But, you know, no. Seize that moment of excitement for this new product. Oh, my vendor event setup. I probably do somewhere. And I kind of change it around. Like, I've done a bunch of different stuff. Here's one of my new racks. I got one of these. I got a bunch of these, actually. I got like 4 of them. Hold on, I'm coming back. From Amazon recently. And it's cardboard. So it's really lightweight. Because I love those big wooden racks, but 1, they're expensive. 2, they're heavy, so they're a pain to haul around. And 3, we're gonna have new packaging some point soon, I guess. I don't know. Eventually, we're gonna have new packaging, so I don't want to be committed to expensive, heavy racks that don't work with new packaging. So I was like, well, I'm gonna give these a shot. These are on Amazon. I'll find the link for y'all and post it. They're like $14 a piece. They come flat in the box and you just like pop it up with the instructions. They're designed for children's books. Edie stole mine. I had like 4 of these. Now I have 2 because she took them. That Toddler Thief. They're really great for children's books because that's what they're meant for. But I use them for my sets. I set them in there so they can see them. But before I use that, I just lay them out on the table. Frankly, I think that works just as well as anything else. I got some other random displays that have like the little clips on them, and they come up in the like flowery, like a tree of nail polish strips, and it's pretty, but you can't find anything. Like, for real, you can't. I'm like, I think I got a real red over there somewhere. It was a pain. So yeah, I'll find some pictures of previous vendor events. I got one coming up this weekend. I'll take a new one there. But truly, you gotta kind of just work in whatever your space is, you know, what works best. The biggest thing is the product. Put the product out. People will buy it. I do put out like a sign that has the prices, a sign that has a visual of how to apply, and that's stuff that like is in your, you know, was in your kit. Oh, I'm happy to. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer. This turned into one of my like long rambling videos, but I'm glad I started with the short spiel because you can just like go back to the beginning and replay it if you want to memorize it. And again, make one for yourself, like write one out for yourself. I didn't ever really write it out. I just like, I do vendor events almost every weekend. Most weekends I have one Saturday and another one Sunday. So like I have seriously repeated that little spiel 500,000 times this year alone. What do I find sells best? Well, I do find that the company-wide numbers for like top sellers are generally accurate, like Tokyo Lights. Every time I get Tokyo Lights in, I sell back out of it. Now I order like 8 at a time because I used to order like 2 or 4 at a time, and then the next vendor event I would sell them and be done with them. Beyond that, I find that whatever I have in samples sells. So like, I don't know, kind of the company-wide, you know, New York Minute and At the Plaza. I don't even, did you guys notice? I don't even mention French. So I have French. I always have some with me. I put them out. But when I'm explaining like the buy 3 get 1 deal, I don't even mention the French. And here's why. It's confusing. Okay, so I tell them solids are 11, glitter are 12, designs are 13. They're buy 3 get 1 free. Now, when they start looking and shopping, they're like, oh, you have French tips too. Then I tell them, yes, the French are 14 and they're buy 1 get 1 free. The reason I do that is because if I've just told them that solids are 11, glitter are 12, designs are 13, buy 3 get 1 free, French is 14, buy 1 get 1 free, the last thing they hear is buy 1 get 1, and then they think all of them are buy 1 get 1, and then I gotta explain that no, that's not right. It's too many numbers. So I don't even mention the French until they're looking at whatever. I also like kind of try to notice like how long their nails are. Like I can't use, I mean I could use French if I did like a really short sport French, but like that's too much work. So I find the company numbers are generally true. Beyond that, you know, who knows? You can always try to like figure out if you're doing a school event or something, like what their school colors are, but I wouldn't buy too many of any one color unless you know they're gonna sell. Like I'll never have too many Tokyo Lights. It'll never be like, oh God, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna get rid of all these Tokyo Lights? No, that'll never happen. But if I ordered in a ton of solid black to go with some school, gosh, y'all, I am sweating for real. I'm getting my workout right here. Sorry, it's hormones. I forgot what I was saying. Also hormones. Solid black. If I order in 12 Midnight Manhattan and a bunch of Beijing Beauty for a school that's colors are black and red, well, what if they're not into that? Or what if I sell a few sets like that and I end up with a bunch of extras? Now, I love Beijing Beauty and Midnight Manhattan as much as the next gal, but I don't need to have 12 of them. What else? What else? I don't know. If y'all have questions, drop them in the comments. I'll post the replay, obviously. Yeah, just repeat the beginning for my spiel. If I've forgotten something, totally let me know. I don't know. I'm having kind of a crazy day, y'all. Anyway. Alright. Love you. Bye.